Hi folks, this is All the Fruit, and today I want to explore whether you can harvest hazelnuts in the German spring. Actually, today I wasn't even planning to do a video. On this weekend I was innocently prowling the Heidelberg college dorms with my hatchet. Yes, it's my job to sneak around the Heidelberg student dorms with a hatchet, or sometimes with a machete, or sometimes with a chainsaw. Heidelberg student life is quite interesting. Well, and I knew that around those particular dorms here, there are a lot of tree hazel trees. Tree hazel is a really magnificent tree. It can grow to giant proportions, unlike all the other hazels, which basically remain like shrubs. Also, it creates giant bumper crops, which other hazelnuts are not capable of. The fruits, they look very different from most other hazelnuts, still recognizable as a hazel fruit with a bit of guessing, but definitely different from all the other hazels. Yeah, bumper crop. Last year we had quite a good crop, not a giant bumper crop. If we have a bumper crop, the trails would have been basically the walkways would have been covered, literally covered in hazelnuts, and the roads, they smell like oil because the cars crush hundreds of thousands of tree hazelnuts. Well, yeah, you harvest them in autumn like all the other hazelnuts. In spring is spring is considered a very lean time for foraging in Europe, especially in temperate non-Mediterranean Europe. You can eat a lot of greens and flowers, also still you can eat some tubers, but it's very bad for fruits. It's also quite bad for nuts. You can find a couple exotic stuff like Asian walnuts, Mediterranean almonds or ginkgos to collect their nuts, also some pine species. It was new for me that hazelnuts would be still good. So while I was, as I said, innocently prowling the student dorms with my hatchet, I use it to sharpen and impale sticks into the ground, not into the students. But now it will double as a hammer for cracking some nuts. I found this. A nut cracked in half, and half of it still with the intact seed inside. The seeds are quite small. One reason they are not being used so much for the nuts around here. Actually, hazelnuts is one of the few nuts which are really nuts. Other stuff like walnuts and coconuts and so on, they are all not nuts, they are seeds. Well, the seed of the hazelnut is quite small. Of the tree hazelnut is quite small, and most Germans believe it's toxic. Tastes good. Now, where does this thing come from, and why is it broken in half? Let's look around a bit. There's still a lot of hazelnuts in the ground, even the fruits. Yeah, I'm gonna be supervising the company who is gonna remove them on Monday. However, for some reason the janitor of this house ordered some students to remove the hazelnuts and the dirt from the trails. Well, the company will be happy. They're going to be paid for work, the students too. But whatever. But yeah, we are still in time to find some more or less intact. Look at this more or less intact hazelnut fruit cluster with the single nuts. And now, let's see if somebody's going to call the police on me. Crazy guy hacking around with a hatchet in front of the college dorms on Saturday. Okay, no intact. No, this wasn't this. I don't even know what jumped out of this. Oh, but look at that. This one is still good. Amazing. I was wondering if the intact nut came out of some rodent burrow. Here you can see a couple of the others cracked in half. They could be cracked in half by warming or germination of the seed inside the nut. Oh, look at that. This one is still good. I've never harvested hazelnuts in spring, folks, because the native Corylus avellana doesn't really make it into spring. Corylus colurna, the tree Hazel, is also a European tree but comes from Southeast Europe. I was wondering if the good nuts survived inside the mouse burrow. Here is one, for example. As you can see, the mouse is cleaning it out in spring. But as you can see, the mouse is cracking the nuts in a completely different way. It's making a little roundish hole. It's not cracking them in half. An animal that likes to crack nuts and seeds in half is the parakeet, which is invasive here on campus. Look at that. They like to crack nuts in half like this. However, it could also be that those are simply opening due to germination. But amazing, folks, I learned something today just by accident. Well, that's how you survive. Sometimes you learn a new survival skill. If you want to get some fresh and tender food, take a hatchet and sneak around the college dorms. Well, no, don't do this, folks. It's absolutely illegal to walk around with such a thing in a German city, even in a German countryside. As I said, I'm doing it for my job. I'm sharpening and impaling steaks. So yeah, firstly, tell me if you've ever harvested hazelnuts in spring. Secondly, don't walk around with a hatchet around university dorms. You're gonna get arrested. I wonder if they're gonna call the cops on me soon. Let's see. And thirdly, if you never have harvested hazelnuts in spring, go out into your city, find some Corylus colurna and tell me if you manage to get something edible out of them in the nice month of April.